I don't want Dr. Guy leading the team because he's the one who let it escape. Well, it was on his watch. You know, I got a patient here, and I can't. I have the tracker right here, and every time. I think I found it. Yeah. Can you just go ahead and ask the containment unit to hang out outside room 143 for a little bit? Yeah, no, don't come in. I'm just gonna... Yeah, no, I got this. It's good. It's fine. It's gonna be fine. Okay, hi. I'm so sorry. So, I know that you came in today for a pineal attunement, but slight change of plans. We have these little organisms that we've been developing here. They are totally harmless. They can't hurt you at all. But we did spend quite a lot of money developing them, and one of them's escaped. They're very small. They're teeny, teeny, tiny, and they do have the ability to camouflage themselves really, really well. So, if it's quite all right with you, I'm gonna need to examine you. It seems to be somewhere up here. Can you just sit right there while I grab? Okay. So again, there is no need to worry. I think this little guy is okay if I put my hand right here. I'm just gonna kind of... I think this little guy just, is maybe trying to hitch a ride on your face or in your hair or something so it can kind of sneak out of here. A little cute little, very expensive stowaway. Okay. No, I don't think that's gonna... Let me grab a light here and... Come on. Alright, so... Can you turn your head to the side a little bit? Alright. I for sure thought it was blending in on your face somewhere. Can you lift your chin up? I just want to peek inside your nose real quick. No, not there. Alright. He's so little, you probably would have blown him out if you tried to. Can you just exhale through your nose real quick? Just kind of... Yeah. No. Okay. Since I really think it's probably somewhere on your face, I'm just gonna very gently touch your face, see if I can kind of startle him into decamouflaging or moving or something. Come on, little guy. Where are you? 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 Come on. Here we go. Your eyebrows. Come on. Come out, wherever you are. No, this doesn't seem to be doing the trick, and I don't want to accidentally squish him. I know. So this right over here, I'm gonna blow this on your face, and it's just gonna kind of send out these little puffs of air, and I think that might be enough to startle him. I'm just gonna... just in case, can you look right here? Just look straight ahead, please. Right here. Okay. Blink if you need to, but as much as you can, try to keep your eyes open and looking straight ahead. Okay. Can you look up for me, please? Good. Okay. Look down. Look to the left. Look to the right. Yeah, no, it was a long shot, but okay. I don't think it's on your face. Do you feel anything on your scalp? He's so little, I don't even know if you'd feel him on there, but anything on your scalp, anything like in your ears feel a little weird, or, because those would be my next guess. Alright, if you'll just hold still, I'm gonna go ahead and sneak around back here behind you. I'm gonna check your scalp really thoroughly for him. Hopefully he turns up. If he doesn't, I'll give your ears a check. Okay? Alright, thank you for your patience. I'll go ahead and... Alright, so I'm just gonna get right in here. And I'm gonna take my light and do a quick visual inspection. Starting up the top of your head here. Oh, come on, little buddy. And over on the side here, up at the top, kind of behind your ear. And let's see. Moving around the back. Nothing. Oh, come on. Okay, and about over here. And checking down around the base of your scalp. Darn. Alright. I'm gonna go ahead and grab that little blue bulb so I can try hitting your scalp with some puffs of air in a few places, see if that does anything. Okay, so I've got the bulb, I've got the light here. And let's see, starting up here at the top again. Where are you? Come on. Come on, buddy. Oh, come on, where is it? disappointing. Last place I can think to check, so he's definitely up in this area. I'm gonna check your ears. So I'm gonna go ahead and start on this side. Hopefully he'll turn up, and if not, I'll check the other side. So here we go. Okay, I'm gonna have to get really close here. I apologize if you feel me kind of breathing on your ear, but I don't know if it can be avoided. Alright. Where are you? Okay. I'm gonna look kind of right behind your ear here. I'm gonna have to kind of move it a little bit. Let's see. Okay. No. Come on. You know what? Let me grab an otoscope real quick so I can get right in there and look in the ear canal too. Alright, here we go. Oh, I love these things. Alright, so you're gonna feel the tip of the otoscope entering your ear canal right here. Have you been feeling any kind of little tickles in either of your ears or anything? These things are so tiny. The organism's not your ears. I mean, not that your ears are like big or anything, they're just, your ears are the perfect size, but the organism I'm looking for is super tiny, but I feel like it's just big enough that you might feel it if it was moving around in there. Those ear canals are pretty sensitive. Okay. Checked all along the side and along the top, bottom. I don't think it would have gone as far back as your tympanic membrane, but let's check just to be sure. And nope. Okay. Come on. Let's just take one more look along the walls of the ear canal itself. And nope. Alright. You're gonna feel me removing the otoscope from your ear. No, not turning out the way I'd hoped. Let's go ahead and check this side. Okay, last chance here. Let's take a look all along the outside of the ear here. Take a look at the lobe again. I'm sorry for breathing on your ear. I'll try not to do it too much. Okay. No, nothing here. Is that? No, that's just kind of a little freckle. Okay. Alright, checking behind the ear again. Kind of folding it forward a little bit. How about back here? No. Okay, let's grab the otoscope again. And same thing as the other side, you're gonna feel the otoscope entering your ear canal. There we go, okay. Come on, little buddy. Cerumen earwax, but I don't see. Let me get a closer look at this spot right here. Nope. Wishful thinking. Alright, and I'm gonna go in a little bit deeper to check out the tympanic membrane. And that looks totally clear. Aside from just a little bit of scarring. I'm guessing you had ear infections as a kid. Yeah, okay. Oh man, I don't think this is gonna turn up anything, but I'm gonna take one last look at the walls of the ear canal here. And up along the top here and the bottom. Okay. Well, removing the otoscope. Just do one more. Darn. Yeah, I don't see him anywhere. Hold on. Hello? No, he is not. Listen, Dr. Guy has a lot of really great suggestions, but in this case... No. Look, I'm telling you, it's here. Yeah, I still have the... I have the tracker right here, and when I turn it on... It's actually... No, I know what I heard. It's not anywhere in the room. It must have gotten out. No, I don't... Yeah, no, you can tell him to leave. I'm sorry. Yes. Yeah, fine. Fine. He can lead the team. I know he's the most qualified. It just... Yes. Yes. Okay, look, I want to let my patient out, and then we can get back to... Yeah. Yeah, 7 o'clock. Yeah, I'm bringing salad. No, she knew that I was bringing a salad. Well, she's gonna have to pick something else, or otherwise I am not doing any more company potlucks, because this is the 4th. Okay. Yeah, fine. No. 2 salads. Sounds great. Okay. Yes. Gotta go. Bye. I'm so sorry. Okay. So, I guess it's either false alarm or, he snuck away, but you're all clear. We need to do a really intensive sweep of this whole building. We're gonna need to seal off all the exits. Since you've been cleared, we're gonna go ahead and let you leave, but we're gonna have to reschedule that pineal attunement. I'm so sorry. Okay, yeah, so I'll go ahead and walk you out of the building. We'll have someone give you a call to reschedule that appointment. And again, I'm so sorry. Thank you for your patience, and I guess we'll just see you when you come back, okay? All right, come on. Hey, it is so good to have you here. I look forward to our book club meetings all month, and I just want to say I'm so glad that we decided to go ahead and do the book club, even though it's just the two of us. I've been really enjoying this one-on-one time with you. It's really been wonderful. So I think we're all set up. Are you comfortable? Okay, great. Yeah, you have your tea. I have my tea. I have my book. You have your book. And wow, is that your copy? That looks really different than the one that I picked up. It must be a different edition. Is it okay if I look at it? Okay. So you got The Evening and the Morning by Ken Follett. Huh. You know what? So this is embarrassing, but I must have read something wrong. I don't know if there was like one little letter transposed or something when I was looking at the title, but this is not what I read this month. Here, let me get this back. So the book that I read this month was right here. It's Clinical Neuroanatomy and Neuroscience, 5th edition. I don't know how that happened. You know what? So many of our texts back and forth over the past month make so much more sense now. I mean, you kept talking about like what an exciting adventure and layers to the story, and like I agree. I mean, this was really a gripping read, but some of the things you were talking about didn't. Okay, so we're in a little bit of a pickle here. I guess since you read that book clearly and I read a completely different book, that changes what we're going to be able to do during our book club meeting today. I had so many good questions planned out. There are a couple discussion topics that I thought we were really going to dig into, and I had even just I felt pretty confident about everything I read, and really understanding it. So I'd even grabbed some supplies. I thought that maybe we could just do a little casual, friendly brain surgery. I thought I could just maybe open up your skull. No, that's ridiculous. I'm totally kidding. Unless, would that be something you might be into? Because I, no pressure or anything. I'm obviously not a professional. I did read the whole book, every page. But I'm feeling pretty good about my comprehension of everything I read. So if you're cool with it, I would so love if I could just, maybe take the lid off there and poke around a little bit. Would that be okay? Oh my God. Okay. All right. Super exciting. So you really don't need to do anything. Let me make sure I have everything I need here. You just sit back. Maybe don't try not to move too much. I have, let's see, I've got my tea right here. I've got the book. I'll make sure that I'm referencing stuff throughout the whole thing so I'm totally sure about everything I'm doing. See, I've got some gloves on hand. I have an extra mug here in case we need to store any pieces while I'm working on it. Let's just dive right in. It's the best way, right? Let's not drag this out too far. So if I'm remembering correctly, okay, So before I really get in there, I think the best thing to do... Yeah, okay. So I think the best thing to do is going to be for me to give you like a little scalp massage. Let's see, how are we doing on time? Oh yeah. Yeah, I think we have plenty of time to do a nice little scalp massage before the actual surgery itself. So if it's all right with you, I'm just gonna go ahead and place my hand on your scalp, both sides, and just kind of gently, there we go. Yeah, kind of starting at the temples right there. There we go. Hold on, let me move my stuff so I can get nice and close. Put this here. Okay, there we go. Okay. So, I'm just gonna do a little gentle massage. That way when I go to get in there, the top will just, pop off nice and easy. Okay. Actually, is it okay if I go around and like get behind you to do this part? Okay, cool. Just hang in there, and then I'm going to... Alright, I'm gonna get my fingers right in there and just massage the whole scalp. Starting over here. Working my way around to the back. And moving over to the right. Up over the top. Moving my way down to the very back and bottom of the skull here. And you can just relax. Feel all the little muscles in your scalp relaxing beneath my fingers. Good. A little more on each side. All right. Now, I'd like you to sit really still for this part. I'm gonna go ahead and just pop the lid there, and I'll make sure I'll place it safely right over there. So, I locked the cat out of the room, so I don't know if you heard that scratching earlier. But yeah, you don't have to worry about her getting at it. Okay. How does that feel? Getting a nice little breeze in there? Yeah, I bet. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start just by taking a little look around. Oh, wow. This is really cool in here. Hold on. Oh my goodness. This is even more beautiful than I thought it would be. Wow. Man, your parietal lobe is like on this side and on this side, the way they come together. Up at the top. That's so neat. Oh my gosh, is this the one? Okay, so back here we've got, yeah, I think this is the whole motor function area. And what else? Okay, short-term memory, equilibrium. And where's the part? Alright, yeah, I'm not surprised this part's a little bit bigger on you. And this part over here. I should have guessed that's what it would look like, knowing you as well as I do. Okay, and I can't quite see it, but I know the olfactory area is kind of like tucked under the brain over here. And just gonna get up on my tiptoes here for a second. And oh wow, your longitudinal fissure is really deep. That's so cool. Oh my gosh, look at your Broca's area. Is it gonna be the same over? Yup. Wow. Oh my gosh, and right up here we have, is that, oh my gosh, it is. That's so funny because I know it's supposed to be, but of course, because you have that whole thing where you know, and yeah, okay, it makes sense that it would look like that. Oh, and right next to it is that. Oh, wow. Beautiful, just gorgeous. Okay, just one last look before I get to work here. I could not make up a brain that's as interesting as this one. Wow. Okay. All right. So here's what I'm thinking. There's a lot going on in there, and I think I know you well enough to know that if you could, there are maybe some things you might change about your brain or how it works. But, gosh, over these last few book club meetings, I've just gotten to know you so well, and I am just such a big fan of your brain and how it works. I think that you are so intelligent and interesting. I love your sense of humor. My concern is that if I remove anything permanently or if I alter anything, I'm just afraid that that might in turn impact how other parts of your brain work, and I just like you so much just the way you are. So I mean, that's not totally off the table. Some actual alterations maybe someday. But for today, maybe we can just kind of give your brain a little bit of a bath. Yeah, a bath. So I'll take this spare mug. I'm going to put a little warm water in it. And then I can just bit by bit, maybe remove some pieces of your brain, put them in the mug to soak so that they can be sort of refreshed and clean. Bring a little, I don't know, a little more oomph to those little brain chunks. Yeah? Yeah. So I'll let them soak for a little while. At the end of the session, I'll go ahead and put them all back in, screw the lid back on, and yeah, I think that's really all I'd like to do. Is that okay? Okay, perfect. So, let me think here. Ooh, I have that, and oh my gosh, that's really hot, but it's good. Just like me. Okay, so I am going to grab some warm water that I have. I'm going to add it to the mug. I have some gloves. I thought that might be a good idea. So I'm going to put the gloves on, and I'm just going to get right in there. Okay? Cool. All right. You're such a good friend. So let's see. We got... Here we go. I think that's about the right amount. I don't want to fill it up too much because then I don't want to, with displacement, and I'm not actually sure how much. We'll figure it out. We'll wing it. It's cool. So let me go ahead and get these gloves on. Tuck this under my watch, or no, the cuff's not long enough. Okay, yeah, I think that's good. So I've got this right here, little bath for your brain. Put my tea over here. Got the book for reference. I'm actually going to go ahead and open it right up. Page. Where do I want to be? Where do I want to be? Oh my gosh. I'm so sad you didn't read this. There's this whole thing about sort of action potentials and the way that message. Maybe you can read it next month. We'll see. Let's see. Okay. So let's start. I took notes. Let's start here. Let's just go ahead and dive right in with the frontal lobe. So that's right in here. And I'm gonna start kind of on the outside and work my way in. If I can just reach right in there, and there we go. Okay. So, yeah. So I think I'm just going to kind of pluck out a couple little pieces, drop them in the bath, and then we'll move on to the next thing. So I'm going to... So much cool stuff going on the frontal lobe. I got my notes here. We've got motor control, problem solving, speech production. It's in Broca's area. Yeah, so speech production specifically, there are actually different parts of the brain. One part is for speech production, talking, and then there's a whole other part that's for recognizing speech. I thought that was really interesting how there are all these things that we think of as sort of like going together, like understanding and communicating in language, that are actually sort of operated or run by completely different parts of the brain. Very cool. Let's see. Okay, so I'm gonna get this and this piece right here. Okay. Yeah. Let's start. Splashed my nose. I'm sure that's fine. Let's see. What do I want next? Let's get my absolute favorite part of the brain is the ventromedial prefrontal cortex right here. It's here, I'm gonna get right in there. So this is actually the part of the brain where I believe the sense of self is mostly located. Doing some extra credit work because I finished the book early. I was reading this really interesting article about people with brain injuries, which is awful, of course, but it's also interesting to see how people with brain injuries in specific areas that can help us to learn, like what those parts of the brain do. Like with people who have damage to the ventromedial prefrontal cortex, they can kind of not have a really strong sense of self. I believe that is also the part of the brain that is partially affected by like psychedelic experiences and stuff like that. I don't know. I read so many different articles at this point on top of the book. I don't want to mix it all up, but okay, let's get this and this. Okay, and go. All right, how about the let's see, we got the temporal lobes, parietal lobe, occipital lobe. I think I'm probably going to leave the brain stem and cerebellum alone, but let's just go ahead and okay, let's do the temporal lobes next. I'm going to start on the left side. If I can just get right in here. Temporal lobe. There's lots of stuff. Auditory processing, language comprehension. Yeah. Yeah, there are actually some people who, because of, just different stuff going on with their brain, there are actually some people who can, they can understand language, but they can't speak it. So they might be able to understand what you're saying to them, but they can't communicate back with you. I thought that was really interesting. And that's okay. Good. That's something I think they've actually found with some autistic people. Sometimes, like with kids, if they can't speak, communicate in verbal language, people tend to assume that that person also can't understand verbal language, but that is sometimes not the case. Let's see. Oh, gummy bears. Just need a snack. Do you want one? I have like a whole bowl of them right here. Nope. No, it's probably better if you're not chewing right now anyway. Let's see. Okay. So let's go ahead and get this side. Got an interesting looking piece right there. And right here. Oh, kind of shaped like an MTV logo. Do you want to see? No, you know, it's probably better if you don't look at it. Cool though. Alright. You know what? I think that I'm gonna have a much better angle if I go ahead and do this from the side. Is that okay? Alright, just getting in the temporal lobe on this side. And let's check out this side as well. Awesome. Okay, maybe one more piece here. And over here. All right, so sorry, I keep splashing myself. How are we doing on time? Good. We're doing just fine. So, let's see. Let me check my notes. What else did I want to do here? I think I might want to do a repeat of the same areas. Go back in with the frontal lobe, maybe a little more from each of the temporal lobes. Okay. So I'm gonna go right back into that frontal lobe. I'm sorry, I don't mean to talk about it like that. You are so much more than just a frontal lobe to me. I'm just really enchanted by what you've got going on here, and if I can. All right. Oh wow, yeah. Let's get this piece right here and right here. Cool. Let's see. There's this kind of stubborn piece right here. Just wanna get good. Alright, I got it. So, oh, they're having such a nice little bath in here. Okay, what else? Let's get one more piece each from each of the temporal lobes, and then I'll figure it out from there. So I'm gonna get right in here and how you doing? Okay, so I'm gonna get right in here and pull that. Cool. And then I know I definitely wanted to get into that occipital lobe for sure, but let me check something in my book real quick. I got all these notes. So, refractory periods, absolute refractory disease. That's not. Okay, here it is. Branches to remote arteries that rise from the subclavian arteries in the sun and neck. I'm so sorry. It's fine. right here in the notes. That is a thing that we can pretend did not happen. So let's go ahead and you know what? Where's the section that has the there's something I want to do in the temporal lobe real quick. Okay. Good. Okay. Yeah. No, I think there was just a little memory there that I wanted to. What is that, by the way? What is that thing over there? Okay. So, just another gummy bear. I think I'm going to sneak around back real quick. I'm going to pluck a few things out of the occipital lobe there. Have you been looking forward to that? I know I have. And then I'll put everything back after that's had a minute to soak, and we'll wrap things up. All right, and what was on my wish list for the occipital lobe? Oh yeah, this part right here. All right. I know I definitely want this piece right here. And this piece too. Okay, how about this one? Okay, I know I want to grab one from over here. And this one looks like it could definitely use a good bath. Okay, I'm gonna get one from right here. Grab this piece here. Let's see if I can get in real carefully and grab this piece here. Okay, good. And how about, yeah, I wanted this one for sure. Okay, and this piece. Good. Okay, so that was super fun. Thank you. What I'd like to do next, I'd like to go ahead and drain the water out of this mug. I'll go ahead and just pop little pieces back in there. You know what? I am gonna make sure that I have a strainer before I drain. I don't want to lose anything down the sink. So I'll be right back. Hang in there. All right, nice and easy here. Get back here. There we go. All right. Well, thank you so much for waiting. I've got all of your freshly bathed little brain bits in here, and they look so good. Do you want to see? Oh, you probably shouldn't look at them, but just trust me, they look just fresh and sparkling and absolutely fantastic. Just like you, my friend. So, I'm gonna go ahead and carefully place them back exactly where I found each of them, because once again, I like you so much, just the way you are, and I want to make sure I don't, mess anything up in there. Okay? So, just hang in there, and I'm going to, maybe I should have taken notes. Nah, it's alright, I think I got it, so I'm gonna go ahead and just kind of rapid fire here, just. Okay, and does that feel okay? Alright, get right in here. Here. I think this one goes, right here. Let me get around the side here. Okay, so we got one here and here. Over here, one here, and what else? Oh, this is definitely one of my favorite parts of your brain right here. I want to make sure I get that one in nice and, come here, little buddy. I'm just going to tuck you in right here. Okay. Okay, and one more. Right here. Okay. Well, that looks perfect. I'm going to go ahead and put the top back on, okay? So hold still. Just got to make sure I line it up here. There we go. All right. Well, that was super fun for me. How was it for you? You know, I'd honestly be down to do this anytime with you. Yeah. So, what do you say we, just go ahead and wrap up this meeting of the book club, and we can talk about what we want to do next month. I don't know if I can read that book and you can read this book, and maybe you can probably, I don't know if I'd be comfortable, but but thank you so much. I really treasure our time together, and I'm so grateful for the opportunity to really get in there and poke around in that brain of yours. So thank you, and I am so looking forward to the next time we hang out. Okay, we're here. You can go ahead and remove the blindfold. Hey. Oh, you've got some, marks? Was it on too tight? I'm sorry. Do you mind if I can kind of get in there and try to get the circulation back, if that's okay with you? May I? Okay, so I'm just gonna... There we go. How are you feeling? I know this has all been a lot. I'm sorry. We do everything we can to try and make this a really safe and secure spot, so that's why even really primitive measures like the blindfold are really important. I want you to remember that that's what this is. This is a safe house, okay? It's not a containment unit, so if there is any moment after you get in there that you don't feel comfortable, you want to go, you want to leave, you let me know, okay? I'll escort you out myself. No questions asked. I got you, okay? Alright. I have to check in real quick. Hey, we're here. No, don't send anyone down yet. I'm gonna do this assessment myself. Yeah. No, I know, but this one's special to me. We have a history. Okay. Yeah, I'll let you know. Thank you. So I do have to do a quick, just topical assessment before we can go in. It's thorough, but it's not particularly invasive. I'm just going to be checking the surface of your skin, on your face, your eyes, your ears, a little bit. I want you to know that I trust you completely, okay? It's not, again, I know that it can seem like a lot, but we get some people in here who, they can have some tracers that they didn't even know that were there. Most people don't, you probably don't, but we just gotta make sure, okay? Thank you. Alright, so let me go ahead and I'm gonna put this right over here. I have my kit here, and it has been a little while since I'm done one of these, but you're a special case, right? I want to make sure this one gets done right. So I am going to begin with our light exam. This one's super simple. You can just sit there and stare straight ahead, basically. I just need to take this light and pass it over your face. If you can just look straight ahead for me. Just need to get it across your cheek. Good. Other cheek. Perfect. Forehead. Nose. Chin. Side of your neck. Other side of your neck. And just gonna get your eyes. If you can look straight ahead. And good. Beautiful. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this. This is basically just a modified temperature gun. I have to press it to a few spots on your face that are just kind of tracer hot spots. Again, it's not anything that you would have felt. Who cares what they think? I trust you, I know you. But this kind of stuff can get applied in weird situations. Some people show up without even knowing they're there. So, if you could go ahead and just take a deep breath for me. Okay, in worst case scenario, if we do find any, I can just peel it off real quick. We have a disposal system. It's not dangerous or anything. We just like to get them off before we go in, okay? So can you go ahead and lift your chin up just a little bit. I'm going to place it just under your chin right here, and good. Over here. Beautiful. Other side. Good. Alright. Gonna get your cheek. Beautiful. Yeah, I think you're clean. Good. Gonna get right here, if you don't mind. Gonna just press it against you. Beautiful. Each of your temples, starting over here. I'm gonna and good. Alright, side of your head. Other side. Good. Okay. I just have to get right behind each of your ears. Just right back here. Over here. Perfect. Alright. Let's put that back. Alright, so for the next part of the exam, I'm going to be taking some cotton swabs, and I'm just going to be swiping them across different parts of your face. I am going to be applying them to a few different solutions that we have here. Again, I haven't seen anything to indicate that I'm going to see anything to be concerned about, and even if I do, we have a whole protocol for taking care of it right away. You don't need to be nervous. This is just kind of one of the ways that we're really thorough there, okay? You're totally safe with my stuff out. I'm going to be swabbing your face and adding it to the solution, and then we'll move on to the next step, alright? All you have to do is sit there and relax. Okay. So, got my swabs, and here we go. Let's get all this in place. So let's begin with I'm going to get right under each of your eyes, right here, and here. Boop. Okay, down your nose, across your forehead, a few swipes, your chin, just behind your ears. Good, and then just under your jaw. Good. Alright, so where's number 1 here? Alright. Looks good. Go ahead and put that one away. And we're just going to do this a few times. Gotta run through the whole spectrum, and again, gonna go under each of the eyes. Down the nose, across the forehead, behind the ears, jawline, and next one. Nope. Where's the other one? Where's the other one? There we go. Nothing. Perfect. All right. Just 3 more. Okay. Under the eyes. Down the nose. Brow. Right here. Behind your ear. Other ear. Jawline. Chin. Good. Now, next one. You okay? Yeah, it's the frequency here. It can take a little while to adjust to. That's normal for someone who's as unique as you are. It's okay. Alright, so eyes. Brow. Right. And here. Good. Okay, cheeks. jawline. Over here. Okay. Perfect. Alright, last one. Let's make this a good one. Under the eyes. Brow. Right here. Down the nose. Okay. Get your cheek. Oh. I dropped that one, I'm sorry. It's just let's get a fresh one, okay? Alright. You don't want a contaminated sample marring your perfect record so far. So, under your eyes. There we go. Okay. Beautiful. Brows. I've done this a million times. I don't know why I'm so nervous this time. I'm sorry. Cheek. Other cheek. Behind your ear. Other ear. Jawline. Other side. And got it. Okay. Last one. If this one's clean, then we can feel pretty good. Beautiful. I don't know how they didn't find you before we did. Okay. Now, for the very last stage, let me grab my last tool here. So, just to be extra thorough, I need to check inside your ears. For this particular check, it's primarily a visual check, but the signal is much more visible for me if you are not experiencing any visual input to your brain during the time that I am examining it. I'm just going to ask you, I'm not going to put the blindfold back on again, but if you could do me a huge favor and just close your eyes while I do the exam, it would help me to get a much clearer picture of what I'm looking at, okay? So, if you can go ahead and close your eyes. Perfect. And now if you could turn your head, I am going to start with your right ear. Alright, so you're going to feel the otoscope entering your ear. There we go. Okay. I just want to make sure I got Mm-hmm. Good. Okay. How about... Good. Alright, and finally I want to get over here, and over here, awesome. Removing the otoscope. Beautiful. And with your eyes still closed, I'm going to go ahead and get your left ear. If you could go ahead and turn your head. Okay, and giving that a look. Okay, we look good here, and angling it in just a little bit deeper right here. Good. Okay, let this track all the way down here. Perfect. You can go ahead and open your eyes. Hey again. Thank you. I know that was just one more kind of awkward trial after everything else you've been through, but I really appreciate your patience. I'm gonna go ahead and call them and give them the all clear. Okay. I know you're probably eager to rest, so. Hey. Yeah, of course. Yep. Perfect. Mm-hmm. Okay. No, trust me, I'm excited too, but they need to rest. Okay, yeah, but let's just hold off. Please. Yeah, just give me a chance to get them settled in and to catch up. Okay, there'll be plenty of time for that. Yeah, no, I think they're everything we heard they were. Probably more. Okay. Yeah, just a minute. This might sound like a kind of trite thing to say in context with all the other stuff that's been going on, but it's really good to see you. Let's head in and get you comfortable, and if you feel like it, we can talk a little, okay? Alright, let's go. Him? I was talking to him before class, and he knows, like, nothing about max Q pressure dynamics and thrust vectors. Well, I don't care if that's normal for someone our age. I'm not into it. Oh, hey. Oh. Hey. Your hair is beautiful. Can I touch it? Is that a weird thing to ask? It's a weird thing to ask. Can I do it, though? Oh my gosh, thank you. Wow. Oh my gosh. Your hair is amazing. It's like, oh, I can smell the cysteine in it. It's like being inside a volcano. It's just amazing. Wow. Good afternoon, class. Why don't you go ahead and have a seat. I should probably put this back. Okay. Get started on today's lecture. We should probably pay attention to the lecture. We're going to be talking about the night sky. Not only the night sky, but also the ways in which we have been able to see technological advances over the past 100 or so years that have brought us to this point to be able to talk about things like the... Do you know what we should try? I just had this really cool idea. So I was thinking about how some people think it's really relaxing to have someone play with their hair. So maybe that would like help you focus. I could just like play with your hair for a while. I don't mind at all. While you focus on the lecture entirely and not on me at all. And maybe the relaxation of having your hair played with will help you focus more on the lecture and like remember more stuff from it. The world got a glimpse of some of the first images to be transferred and to be taken by the James Webb Space Telescope. I'm so excited. Okay, so yeah, I actually have some stuff here. This is my little pencil case, and I just have all the equipment I need here to play with your hair, and not that like, I'm gonna improvise, you know, because yeah, if I can just, one image that I'm particularly drawn to, that I just think that your hair, oh my gosh, it would make amazing samples. But it's perhaps the examples. It would make like an amazing example of what hair should look like. Is part of the web. Yeah. Deep field. So don't mind me at all. Just distant focus on the lecture. Okay. And I'm just gonna hang out here and play with your hair. Okay. Okay, cool. Yeah, no, just don't focus on me. Is that as part of very minute portion of our night sky. In fact, if you were to take a grain of sand and put it between your fingers and hold it at arm's length. I actually brought, I have like a little comb that I brought with me, so I might brush your hair a little bit too, just to make it easier to work with. You know, for easier to play with. Within that recording of an image, you will find thousands of galaxies, each that contains billions of stars. Here. And this is just one small speck of our sky, right? It just reminds us and really shows us just how vast our universe is and how detailed each little space is. You know, stuff that we never would have guessed when telescopes were first created and people began looking up at the night sky and trying to decipher what was out there. It's taken decades of preparation, but what I want to talk about today is how we got here, to this place in our technological advancements that allows us to see such images in such detail. It's taken billions of dollars to create this type of image, this infrared telescope, and it's a large and precise telescope, the James Webb Space Telescope.
In all my time here, I have never seen hair
technical details that allow such a complex system
as perfect as yours.
The JWST was launched on Christmas Day
school
last year
that I go to with you.
Course to a point in space known as L2, which is one of 5 Lagrange points. So let's talk about what Lagrange points are real quick.
You can just focus on the lecture, it's fine. I was just wondering what the pH level of your hair is. You don't happen to know, do you?
Just briefly here.
That's fine.
Point
I didn't think you would. It's okay.
In local, shall we say, solar system, that are really quite impressive spots. We look at the gravitation of the Earth, and we know that in order to maintain an
pH level of your hair is 5, by the way, which is perfect.
You have to be able to maintain a certain
anyone asks you, know now.
And a certain speed in order for that object to continue orbiting without the Earth's gravitational force pulling it back in, right? Okay. So there are certain spots that we would call equidistant between the Sun and the Earth and the Moon that create these very unique locations that are very precise and that scientists have figured out over the years. That provide a unique location where
you don't have to turn around, but I just want you to know.
Space there. The pole, for example, in L2,
as I'm brushing
between the moon
your hair and combing it,
becomes
that is actually helping to
this point,
open up the cuticle layer of your hair a little bit.
From these two things.
So if I look really closely, I can get like an even better idea of the composition of your hair, and the more I look at it, the more perfect it is. It's amazing.
1/6 of the Earth. If you go to the right spot, the right point here, you can balance an object between these 2 points. L2.
You can.
These Lagrange points.
You don't have to turn around. I just keep looking straight ahead. Do you mind if I have a little bit of kind of like let's call it a conditioning spray in my little pencil case here. I was thinking I could spray a little bit on your hair
and this has allowed us
to make it easier to
put it
work
in
with.
a spot that is not only stable,
Thanks.
but which minimizes the amount of correction that is ever needed for the telescope. It also provides a quick distance from the Earth, and any light that could invade the sensors on the telescope.
Don't worry about the noise. It's just I know it looks a little weird. It's something I made myself.
Now the JWST
it's totally safe.
Infrared telescope.
But there's some
so what we see is
there's a substance in it. You don't need to know what. That just needs to get mixed in. So I have to shake it a little bit.
All familiar with the Hubble telescope, right? That was launched by NASA back in 1990, and quickly became a problem for NASA when they realized that they had put it up there and had wound the mirror incorrectly, so it was essentially nearsighted, right? Thankfully it was eventually corrected by another NASA mission on the space shuttle.
Oh, wow.
These details lead us to a point where we started to see incredible images from the Hubble. Hubble is viewing the visible spectrum. In other words,
the integrity of the keratin in your hair is really, really good.
In a telescope here on Earth and look up into space. It's just a much larger telescope. One of the things we know about the images that come from the Hubble telescope and now the JWST is that those images are interpreted when they come back to Earth
and
Yeah,
colors
I
added back
swear if I
into
look really
those,
closely,
that is
I can see almost all the way to the
representative
cortex.
of the colors that they would be seen as
Yeah,
in the night
just
sky.
gorgeous.
A great
Gorgeous,
detail.
gorgeous hair.
And those things are interpreted because of the type of light that is
Let's do a little of
captured
that
at
spray on the
level.
other side, okay?
We can tell things like heat levels, like types of materials. We can tell things like things that we don't necessarily see in visible light. In fact, we can also see through certain objects in the infrared spectrum, and that allows us to see things that we wouldn't have been able to see in the typical visual spectrum of the Hubble telescope. So, all that to say, how did we get here? How did we get to this point where we can see not only this great detail, but have this telescope that is in this very specific spot out in space that allows
I'm gonna put your hair
it
down just for a second. You don't have to turn around, it's fine. I'm gonna put your hair down just for a second, okay? You just
capture
focus
images that
straight
are
ahead. You
further
don't
away
need to look at me.
and further back in time than we've ever seen before. That's what we want to talk about. And we want to start by looking at the history of the NASA program here. Because I think that will teach us some things that we learned along the process that have allowed us to do things like place objects in these Lagrange points, how we have been able to launch satellites and other objects into these areas that allows for
I think there's like a really important part of the lecture coming up.
that permits the precise imagery.
This would be an extra good time for you to just totally focus on the lecture. And I'm going to keep playing with your hair, and we'll see if it helps you
the early days of what was being done for space exploration. You're coming right out of the end of World War II, and this period in time where you had a beginning of what would later be known as the Cold War between the United States and the Soviet Union. You all know this, right? I hope so. Okay.
That's nothing. You just focus on the lecture. It's fine.
USSR and the United States, who were allies in World War II, now are seeing tensions rise as both countries really seek a sense of dominance. Not just on the ground and in the air, but now this desire to explore ways to control space, ways to dominate in space, ways to advance technology to allow for a one-up. And of course, the final goal became who would get to the moon first. But before we even got to that idea of getting to the moon, we were learning things about rocketry. We were learning these things right out of World War II because in the last few months or so of the Second World War, we discovered and saw what the Nazi Party and the Nazi military force were creating.
Don't even worry about me, what I'm doing back here. I'm just
rocketry and targeting.
Just here to relax you.
And we saw this most undeniably technologically advanced through things like the V2 rocket, a rocket that can travel a couple 100 miles and could be targeted to land.
No, I think it's just
precise zone.
I think it's like a weird noise that my phone is making. Yeah, I forgot to put it on Do Not Disturb. So you might keep hearing that noise. Don't mind it. It's just my notifications.
Not perfect, but be very good at under the watch of a gentleman who would later have a huge role. Okay, we're paying attention. Okay, under a gentleman who would later have a huge role in NASA, a gentleman named Wernher von Braun. If you're not familiar with the name von Braun, you may know some of his greatest achievements, his greatest hits, right? Which really came after he, along with several other Nazi German scientists, rocket scientists, and engineers, defected as the war came to an end and were welcomed into the United States. Now, as this was happening, Soviet Russia, was also very much trying to recruit and
Just gonna do a little
senior
bit more of that
scientists,
spray, okay?
that were part of the Nazi rocket and technology and engineering. And they got a certain number of individuals, and the United States got some as well, because I believe both immediately recognized the opportunity for superiority and a sense of domination within the scientific community and within the military community especially. Everyone with me so far? Any questions? Any questions in the back there? Of understanding the dominance of owning the skies of outer space and what that could mean from a political standpoint and a financial standpoint, but most importantly to them from a military standpoint.
Oh my god.
Beside all that,
yeah, the more I brush it,
during this time period,
the more that
NASA was
external cuticle layer is opening
It
up.
was around 1958.
I swear I can see all the way into the
Dwight D. Eisenhower
macrofibrils practically.
recognized that as the Cold War was heating up, there needed to be part of the governmental organization that was focused on coming up with the technology and the capabilities.
Can I just kind of like run my fingers through your scalp a little bit?
Take a rocket and get it into orbit and to figure out how to use that to their advantage over Soviet Russia. One of the things that is maybe the most interesting about this time frame is that we really didn't have a set goal. In fact, it wasn't until the 1960s when John Kennedy came into the presidency that we had that understanding of a set goal that we wanted to achieve. That again was based out of competition within the Cold War with Soviet Russia. So it was in this time frame in the early 60s that we finally had success with creating rockets that were consistently stable enough to reach an orbit. We're going to talk about orbit in just a second, I promise. But I do want to mention what was happening up to this point. One of the things that completely shocked the United States and the world was when Sputnik, the satellite, was launched by Soviet Russia. It was the first man-made satellite to enter Earth's orbit.
My phone is going crazy.
Okay, quick question. Can anyone name an earlier satellite that continues to orbit the Earth to this day? Anyone? Any guesses? No? The moon. Okay. The moon is a satellite of the Earth, right? Kind of a trick question, but that's what we're doing here, right? We're thinking, we're not just reciting facts, right? I hope. Okay. The moon is a satellite of the Earth. It rotates around an orbit, and that orbit is maintained by its distance and its velocity within space. In other words, the speed at which it travels from the distance at which it travels allows it to maintain a perfect orbit.
Super relaxing, right?
And it keeps us very much, if we remember my earlier mentions of the Lagrange points. Those Lagrange points are pulled by two different bodies with gravitational force. Everyone with me? Good. Here we have what is more traditionally understood as a satellite, which is an object that is traveling around at such a speed that it is able to withstand the pull of gravity. So the moon moves around that way, so we knew that this was possible. To get a satellite or a rocket up into space, and if we could get it going fast enough, we could keep it in orbit. But it took a long time to get there.
I'm going to spritz a little bit
but
more.
Russia won the first part of the space race.
I want to kind of
In
play
fact,
with this
Russia
like
continued
layer under
to
here
win
at the
a lot of
back
the
here.
space race through the first decade of space exploration and advancement. They were technologically winning the game for most of the early years of the space race. So real quickly, Sputnik was not only the first of the artificial Earth satellites, it's probably one of the most well-known of the artificial satellites, the man-made satellites that went up into space. It was launched on October 4th of 1957.
Beautiful. Okay, let
And
me
it traveled around the
brush
globe,
that out
sending
too.
a signal, a radio signal, that if you were able to receive that signal, if you had some sort of shortwave radio, you could listen down on Earth to the sound that satellite would make. It was just a beeping tone, a repetitive beeping tone, but it proved that man could launch an object into space and allow it to reach orbit. Now, this is what is known as low Earth orbit, or LEO. It is what most satellites and most objects in spacecraft travel in. These are objects like the International Space Station, other satellites, space shuttles, rockets that travel anywhere between 150 miles above the Earth's surface to about 1,200 miles above the Earth's surface. Sputnik was actually somewhere around an orbital height of about 360 miles. And to achieve that type of orbit, you have to go very fast. So let's talk about orbit. In orbit, as we mentioned with the moon, it's happening because the moon is moving at a certain speed around the Earth that withstands the gravitational pull of the Earth. When you're this close to the Earth in low Earth orbit, you have to go very fast because you have to maintain a speed that will allow you essentially continue falling around the Earth at a constant speed that allows you to be just between the speed of shooting off into space and going so slow that you crash back into the Earth. And the speed for low Earth orbit is somewhere between 17,000 miles per hour and 18,000 miles per hour. Typically around 17,700. And this speed is something that Russia was able to accomplish first. They would also go on to accomplish the goals of sending the first man into space, Yuri Gagarin. It was also Russia was the first to send a woman into space. And that was Valentina Tereshkova. Let's make sure
keep
we know
playing
her
with
name
your
too,
hair
right?
for the rest of the
They
lecture.
were also the first to have an EVA, or an extra vehicle activity.
Maybe I'll do a little
space
more
flight.
scalp massage.
In other words, they had an astronaut, a cosmonaut.
And
They're referred to as cosmonauts in
and
Russia
you can
and
just
Soviet Russia as well. They had the first cosmonaut
let me
who
know
was able
if
to
you
go
want
out
me to
and float in space, tethered to their ship.
do it in next class.
These were all goals
can get
of what was
some
eventually
more
part of the
examples.
big race, which was
Some more
to get to the moon.
examples
Russia was
of,
really leading this thing. And yet,
how
from
you
a
respond
rocketry standpoint,
to having your hair played with.
the advancements that
For
the United
science.
States were making were very much through Von Braun's leadership and know-how. And so, while Russia started with the lead, it wasn't
Put
very
my fingers
long
up in your
before the
scalp
United
again,
States
okay?
started to catch up. As we learned more about the technology and the dynamics and just the sheer invention of elements of spaceflight that we needed to learn in order to get there. Everyone keeping up? The United States did a great job of catching up pretty quickly. So, as we move on, knowing that we don't have much time left, I want to just talk about where this really led us to with NASA. The history of NASA, which I mentioned, was born out of this Cold War race that we had with Soviet Russia